if you hit the 360, you hit the hand, and your hand hits your...
Someone's got to get something action here.
Yeah, Carvalho, great 360 shot.
That's a three-pointer.
That's a three right there.
And now he eggs on Turbo.
On and do it in a couple of minutes.
3 seconds left. Final shot in by Turbo.
All right, then. When we come back in our Coach's Corner, we will share ideas on how we can achieve gender equality in sports. So stay tuned, because we will be right back. And just one more time, in case you haven't gotten it in your brain yet, AM Sports Talk is powered by Biz in Your Box, the first of its kind, a prime membership for thriving entrepreneurs and small to mid-sized business owners. Biz in Your Box is your board of directors for your business. BYB provides coaching, connection, and a culture that helps you grow your business. To learn more, please visit the website and subscribe to our newsletter and magazine. You can be a business that's just you, but it doesn't mean it has to be you by yourself.
This has been a catalyst year for women's sports, with record-breaking numbers around the world. The appetite has never been bigger, but they're still playing for a fraction of what men get paid. Now let's take a look at why that is and how it can possibly change. Tennis has been light years ahead of other sports in terms of equal pay, with every major offering equal prize money for men and women since 2007, a fight pioneered by Billie Jean King in 1973, when she successfully threatened to boycott the US Open. So, why has tennis been able to achieve something no other global sport has yet to figure out? Well, the major tournaments for men and women are played in the same place at the same time, so it's easy to cultivate the same fan for both sides. In fact, in some cases, the women outdrew the men. According to Nielsen, at the 2021 US Open, the women's match was watched by nearly 2.5 million viewers, and the men's drew just under 2.1 million. So, are the two related? Equal pay and audience popularity? The simple answer is yes, but things are much more complicated than that. Soccer has seen perhaps the biggest equal pay fight in sports since Billie Jean King. After a 3-year battle, the U.S. women's national team finally came to an agreement with U.S. Soccer this May on a deal that would give them equal pay as the men for the same appearances. The fight was long, but justifiable, and not just because of their on-the-field dominance, being 4-time World Cup champions and having 4 Olympic gold medals. This team is popular, and people tune in to watch them play. They own the record for most watched soccer game in U.S. history for the 2015 World Cup final, which 25.4 million people tuned into. And in 2021, a down year from any major tournaments, they averaged 435,000 viewers per game, on par with the men, who averaged 599,000 on a year where they were looking to secure their first World Cup berth since 2014. With this new deal, the U.S. joins 5 other countries as national teams that have promised equal pay for their men's and women's soccer teams.
Wow. Well done to the US Soccer women's team there. Well, if you've just arrived, welcome back to the Coach's Corner at the AM Sports channel, of course. Our mission here is to do 3 things. 1, enlighten. 2, encourage. And of course, 3, empower fans to have the conversations on how we can support the mental, the physical, and financial health of our athletes. Now, our topic is how to achieve gender equality in sports. Achieving gender equality in sports requires collaborative efforts to ensure equal access, equal resources, equal representation, and opportunity for all genders. Now, this includes a few things. I made note here. Promoting inclusive policies and leadership is 1. 2, increasing media visibility, which we've spoken a lot about on the show. And of course, funding for women's sports and educating communities on gender stereotypes. Yes, dads and moms watching, that means that we also need to take the time to teach our kids from birth. Now, individuals can contribute by supporting female athletes, challenging sexist language in the home, on the field, in school, and advocating for systematic change, or changes at least, within sports organizations and society. Now, we can agree that change starts with you, with me at home. Who knows? But today's guest Judy Lynn is the founder of the CEO of the Digital Marketing Doctor Agency. It's a boutique digital marketing agency, guys, and it's based in Carlsbad in California. Now, Judy, I want to welcome you to the Sports Talk Show today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lovely to see you back again. We had a brief chat backstage, and I want to get right into it for the sake of time because I want to get in a lot of questions. So hope you're ready, and I'm calling you to count number 2 for this one. My first question to you, Judy, is what life events have led you to start or found your digital marketing company? Let's start there.
Sure, and thanks, ladies, for inviting me today. I started Digital Marketing Doctor as a result of being let go and working for other companies. I just reached a point where I was one of the highest performers in other companies in my 20s and 30s, but the internet companies were very unstable. So I kept losing my role, and I thought this is really bizarre. And I just decided, you know what, I need to do this on my own. I started my own first account. I had a small medical client, and I grew that to become one of the largest ones. And as I started building up more medical clients, then I needed more people to join my company. And it just organically grew into an agency. I didn't plan it. It just happened organically.
Oh, wow. What a blessing. What a blessing. You know, Judy, I'm just thinking in my mind, I guess the question would be, who would you consider your ideal client? You started off, of course, in the medical field, but who would be your ideal client, and what problem would your company specifically solve for them? I'm thinking of the processes of getting started, but essentially, who would be your ideal client?
Sure. So medical doctors, medical practices, corporations, startups, a lot of startups, or pretty much any business that needs visibility online.
Yes.
So right now we have the Google search and AI overviews that are really big now. And lead generation seems to be like the biggest thing. Every business needs lead generation, but they don't know how to go about it. And my team, we help businesses establish that kind of system.
Oh, wonderful. I think I must chat to you offline.
Yeah, sure.
But then let me bring it in.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to jump in here next and ask you some questions.
Okay.
So it is AMP Sports, right? It is a sports talk show. So I'm sure our viewers are wondering, did you play sports? And I know you did. And what were some of the challenges that came up with that?
Sure. So I am a tennis player. I was on a collegiate tennis scholarship at University of San Francisco. And I was a pretty serious tournament player as a junior. And I grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio. So I had junior rankings, and the goal for everyone at the time was to get a scholarship in college. And I played #1 singles and #1 doubles. And then #2, I dropped to #2. But it was a pretty competitive situation because I was in Northern Cal, San Francisco, our conference. We ended up playing people like Stanford and UCLA. And yeah, it was highly competitive. And I enjoyed my time there. We got to go to Hawaii like 4 times. So fun ride. And yeah, the challenges at the time, I mean, I'm in my 20s and my early 1920 at that time. It's just balancing the work and the discipline of having to train for tennis and keeping that mindset of an athlete. That I think that has been probably the most learning lesson for me, is to keep that hyper focus and discipline.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're definitely a perfect example of what we talked about earlier, how being an athlete pays itself forward when we get into entrepreneurship, business, leadership, all those types of things.
Yeah.
Yes.
So from your marketing perspective, how can we personally make an impact on the topic of gender equality in sports? Like, where do we start?
I think, one, you have to believe in yourself, right? I think as women, there's going to be bias in business no matter what. There's going to be bias in sports no matter what. And I mean, I think I've been fortunate in my life that I just saw myself as Judy Lynn. I didn't really I try not to think as I'm a woman. I think men remind me that I'm a woman, right? And so you just want to be the highest performer possible for yourself, and just elevate yourself to do the best you can, and not think about that. But unfortunately in business, I worked with a lot of alpha male executives. So in some ways I had to become this person that had to have a really strong stance on things. And when you become a leader as a woman, you are breaking barriers. And I think you allow other women to see that, wow, there are other women. Like I just joined this executive group, and these women are making like 10 to 100 million a year. And I'm looking at this like, wow, these women are so successful and they're in these seats of power. And so that already allows other women to see that you can become that. And it gives you a lot of inspiration as well.
Yeah.
I agree. What I hear from that is basically be the change, right? Like be
Yes.
what you want to see so that others see it, right?
Exactly.
So from an organizational perspective, what can we do to create an environment that supports women athletes and equality in sports?
Well, for equality in sports, let's say I can speak just from a local perspective. You can become a mentor for tennis clubs, as an example. You can go in and help train other women athletes in tennis or other sports, and mentor them, or become a role model and go and speak or create a program. And I think, in my case, growing up in tennis, I was a tennis teaching pro, and I taught a lot of children and high school. They're called tournament players. And I did see a couple of the girls, they would come to me after a loss or something like that, or they feel like, they couldn't play at the level that they wanted to. So I was able to be their coach in some ways, because I was already their teaching pro, and it was just natural. You tend to just bond with other women.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank
How
you so much for
inspirational.
sharing. We're really grateful for you coming on and sharing your wisdom with us.
Yes.
I'm going to toss it back over to Charlie.
Yes. Oh, what an inspiration. Thank you so much, Judy, for sharing your story, your testimony, for talking about your business, for talking about, sports, and actually for making a difference and mentoring those young women. They need it more than sometimes words can ever put together, even on the show. But if you're watching from home and you have additional questions for Judy, we want to encourage you to join our Facebook group at Thriving Woman TV. Post a comment, a question even, and Judy will connect with you. Now, for those of you that don't know, if we haven't said it enough, the Sports Talk Show is powered by Biz in Your Box. It's the first of its kind, and I'm actually loving the play on words, actually. It's the first of its kind. It's a prime membership for thriving entrepreneurs and small to mid-sized business owners. Biz in Your Box is your board of directors for your business. BYB provides coaching, connections, and a culture that helps you grow your own business. Now, to learn more, please visit our website and subscribe to our network, our newsletter and magazine, and you can be in business just like Judy, for yourself, but not just for yourself, for others. We'll see you just now.
Andrew Glenn is our referee tonight, here for the second bout. Challenger Series action in week number 3. Punches and punches here in the early goings, Kenny. That's it. Andrew Glenn steps in.
Wow, 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 wow. Welcome back to the AMPS Sports channel. We hope that we at least kept our promise to you to 1, enlighten, 2, encourage, and of course 3, empower you, our fans, to support women athletes, coaches, and teams, and even businesswomen, guys. So thank you so much for joining us today. We will always strive to push for equal rights, equal pay, and media equal visibility. So if you want to be a guest on the show, like Judy Lynn, lovely, amazing, beautiful human being in all aspects. Loved her story, loved how she shared her perspective on our topic. You know what to do. We've got a Facebook group and we're happy to promote, to comment, to engage with you. Don't be a stranger.
Absolutely. You can continue to support AMP's worldwide mission to amplify the voice of women athletes by telling a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, as Brianna would have said.
Yeah.
To join our private Facebook group called Thriving Women TV. You can post a comment or a question on this episode or any episode that you choose to go live.
Yeah.
And if you love reading novels, or maybe you're planning to write a novel or memoir, then definitely tune into Bookish Talk, streaming live on Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time at E360 TV. And again, AMP Sports Talk is powered by our new Biz in Your Box. I know, the play on words is fun, right, Charlie? Again, the first of its kind, this Prime membership for thriving entrepreneurs, small to mid-sized business owners.
Yeah.
So you don't have to feel so alone in it all, right? Biz in Your Box is your board of directors for your business. BYB provides, again, that coaching, the connection, the culture, those things that really help a business grow and scale. So to learn more, please visit our website and subscribe to our newsletter, our magazine. And remember, you could be in business for yourself, but you don't have to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
AMP Sports Talk is produced by Thriving Women Network, a franchise media network for content creators and entrepreneurs who need a media team. Visit our website and subscribe to receive our member newsletter and Thriving Women Network magazine. We thank you so much for joining us to start back up the season. I'm Jen Hardy.
And I'm simply Charlie. Bye, guys.